Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas is expected to miss the rest of the season to undergo surgery for a dislocated second toe. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Sutterer, and if you're new here and you enjoy learning about anatomy and sports medicine, then be sure and subscribe to my channel for all future updates. A lot of people seem to think Thomas was dealing with turf toe, which involves a different toe but is a similar type of injury to what likely happened here with his second toe. And turf toe is a name for an injury to some of the soft tissues around the first toe, specifically the first MTP, which stands for metatarsal phalangeal joint. That's going to be this joint right here. So in that area, one of the big long tendons coming across the top is going to be the flexor hallucis longus that curls the big toe. And then on either side of it are two tendons of the flexor hallucis brevis, brevis meaning short, longus meaning long. There's a structure beneath those tendons called the plantar plate that basically secures the undersurface of this MTP joint. One of the types of turf toe injuries is a tear of this plantar plate because of excess flexion where the toe bends too much and just tears and pulls that plate apart. But the rest of the toes have that same basic structure with this little thing called the plantar plate. We have them on the undersurface of all of our toes, and we just don't hear about them getting injured as much because typically the first toe takes the majority of the load and is the one that's going to be injured and we hear about more often. But you can have injuries to the rest of these plantar plates, and that can happen with the dislocation of this specific joint. Things are flipped, but just to reorient you, of course, we've got the front of the foot, first toe right here. And if we zoom back in, again, this is the joint we're likely talking about, that plantar plate on the bottom side. If this portion of the bone goes up, it's going to tear that plantar plate. So it's most likely similar to a turf toe injury. It's just in a different toe, in a different location. And it's not very common for these to require surgery. Certainly it's something that we try to recover conservatively first, because again, you're not putting as much force through the first toe compared to the second, third, fourth, fifth, what we call the lesser toes. Beyond just the pain that comes with this is if it doesn't heal correctly, you can end up with these really bad deformities in your toes, like a hammer toe or where one toe overlaps on the other, which of course for a high-level athlete can be really frustrating, can affect your gait. So it's important that we try to get these things healed and do surgery if they won't heal conservatively. It's definitely frustrating for fans, but of course, equally frustrating and probably more so for Thomas. It's totally reasonable to try to treat this conservatively. It's not something that you would jump to a surgery right away, typically, especially for these lesser toes like the second, third, fourth, and fifth. So this isn't a situation where you can say, well, he should have gotten surgery right away. This is definitely something that we often will try to just treat conservatively, and usually they will get better, but not all the time. And so when they don't get better, that's when you have to talk about a surgery. Remember, he's dealing with this in his day-to-day life, so fans, please don't get too angry and frustrated at him. Nevertheless, hopefully this video was educational and you learned something about these different toe dislocations, some of the differences with turf toe, and kind of locations on the bottom of the foot. Let me know as always any questions or comments down below, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.